It's Andrew with Free Tours by Foot New Orleans, and it is Halloween. This is a season we always love in New Orleans. It's the beginning of, after a long hot summer, our chances to enjoy being outside again. And it's kind of the halfway point between two Mardi Gras when we get to break out and practice our costume making skills. And this particular year, it also happens to fall in a time when our live event scene is really coming back to life. We have been hitting peaks in terms of the amount of live music going on. We have new festivals going on in town right now. And that falls just in time for Halloween to be the return of float parades. We have not had a classic New Orleans style float parade since Mardi Gras of 2020. And tonight, as we shoot this, the Krewe of Boo parade is gonna be rolling through the French Quarter. So today, we're gonna take you to see that parade and also to share some of what else is going on for Halloween in New Orleans. And that includes some amazing house decorations. We'll also share some events on the chance that you're in town for this or for a future Halloween that you could also find taking place. So some of you may remember, house decorating is a long-standing Halloween tradition here, but we walked you along St. Charles Avenue, if you've been watching the channel for a while, some months ago for Mardi Gras 2021, when we turned a whole lot of houses into what we called house floats. And one of the houses that we showed you then is way more well-known for their Halloween display. We call this place the Skeleton House for 1 month out of every year. It's right here at St. Charles and State Street along the streetcar ride, right next to Tulane and Loyola Universities and Audubon Park. And they decorate with skeletons, and they also really lean into the most controversial form of humor that there is, the pun. And wherever you stand on the great pun debate, I can pretty much promise there's gonna be something over here that will make you giggle and something that will make you cringe. So indulge in a few of those on both sides of the aisle. Gone with the Skin and I'll Never Be Hungry Again. They have to go absolutely balls to the wall with Skull-Lit Oscara. I have a little tenderness. Cringer Rogers, Dead as Stare. A lot of people probably resonate with the Cringer Rogers part. Spinal Column.
Oh, the column.
The Skeleton House is a years-old tradition, y'all. No matter how old it is, we call things traditions when we like them. So if you come here for a future Halloween, you can expect this to happen.
I'm using that. We call it a tradition if we like it.
It's true.
It's true. No, sorry, go on.
So if you come here for a Halloween in the future, you can expect some version of this. They change out the skeletons every year. They keep a few classic puns, and then they'll update them with whatever is indicative of the year that's just gone by, or whatever puns somebody sent them in the mail. So if you think of a great one that you don't see out here, decent chance they've done it already. They've pretty well covered the range of death-related puns, but they could always use more ideas. So if you pass by, write down a note, stick it in their mailbox. You might see it the coming year.
Besides the Skeleton House, we also have an iconic house for Halloween decorations on Magazine Street along the edge of the Garden District. If you walk by during the day, you see an unusually impressive display of ordinary day-lit decorations, but then at night, for a couple of weekends leading up to Halloween, they will have a skeleton concert on their front porch with projections in the windows. And Halloween decorations are by no means limited just to houses. Decorating potholes is, let's call that a tradition too, and it's a great way to make them more visible so no one drives through. So a skeleton with a second line umbrella, about the best version of that I've seen.
Hey y'all, I'm just about to go over to the parade, bring y'all to see it. I've seen the sirens and I've heard some drums, which suggest that it's about to get going. Just wanted to mention, in case anybody feels like they're missing out by not being around for this right now, there's a lot else going on for the remainder of the month and even a little bit beyond. We have another parade, which is a foot parade, not a float parade like this one, but it is going to be very much in the vein of costumed walking parades that we do all through Mardi Gras. That's going to be on November 2nd for Day of the Dead. We also have the kind of drive-through parade that we've done a few times in the last year and a half, kind of a new thing for us. So the crew of Krampus, which normally does a scary parade during Christmas, is going to be doing a drive-through parade for the 30th. And then we have, in that vein, but not with cars, a walkthrough event that a theater company here called the NOLA Project is doing, called Tell It To Me Sweet. And it is a sort of choose-your-own-adventure immersive experience in the City Park Sculpture Garden, which they've used to great advantage in the past. And then, of course, we have our traditional Halloween haunted houses. The Haunted Mortuary is our best-known one, and it's an actual mortuary building converted, in this case, into a building on fire, so you can experience being in a burning building without being in any danger. And they've added a weird element of, like, seasonally appropriate benevolence to this thing, where you can donate blood outside. And by bleeding before the show, the event, you get a VIP ticket, you get jumped to the front of the line, and you can bring as many as 4 people with you at the standard admission rate. And I have to imagine, besides those benefits, there's got to be something great about going through a haunted house a little bit lightheaded, and you get an excuse, given the low blood sugar, to do some Halloween candy, even if that's a thing you might not normally indulge in. And then we also have, in the sort of slightly different vein from all that, more traditionally historical events, here in the Quarter, 2 of our historic houses that regularly offer tours all throughout the year, the Herman Grimme House and the Gallagher House, are both, for the month of October, decked out in mourning, as if someone in the family had died. And in addition to showing you all of that stuff, the tour guides will also share some of the classic New Orleans mourning traditions, which were extremely elaborate. So all of that is available this October and pretty much any October. So if you're seeing this somehow beyond 2021 even, or if you're considering a visit later on, even if you're missing this particular Halloween season, watch for those things and a whole lot of other events to be going down. Anyway, let's head over and check out the parade.
Y'all, there's only so much we can do with the audio from parades because the songs that play are copyrighted. So while you watch, a few things worth knowing. As you can see, parades draw big crowds. They are outdoors, and currently there's a strategy of requiring parade participants, the people on the floats and marching in the parade, to be vaccinated, and the city is doing some random contact tracing in the crowd as they go. I don't necessarily know what the city's thinking about this is, but the general guess is that this is a trial run to determine what can be done safely and how for Mardi Gras of 2022. Mardi Gras is a massive part of New Orleans's, as they say, cultural economy. A lot of people make their living off of this and similar occasions. And Mardi Gras has dozens of parades, whereas Halloween just has one. So if I had to guess at the city's argument for greenlighting this event, I'd say they're probably looking for a relatively low-risk way to inform and justify whatever decision they end up making around Mardi Gras of next year.
Y'all, I'm watching the parade with friends. Hello, friends. Y'all know that friend. And this is a very traditional, we're saying traditional in this video a lot, traditional New Orleans style parade, partly in that they're throwing things, and not just beads, but moon pies. And how would it be Halloween if you didn't get excessively sweet things to be paranoid that someone might have injected something into? So, traditions reviving.
In terms of the content of the parade, this is sort of like and sort of different from your typical New Orleans float parade. In a typical float parade, you're going to see the floats, of course, and then you're also going to see marching bands, mostly from high schools, and dance groups, some of them high school groups and some of them adults. And this one has some of that. We do have the floats rolling down the street, and these are the very same floats that would be used in Mardi Gras parades. The same structures get used over and over again, and even a lot of the same decorative elements. Mardi Gras parades usually have a theme, and the themes are so numerous and so varied that if you just went around to the various float warehouses in town, almost no matter what theme you had in your mind, you could find some existing floats that suited it. And Halloween is a pretty generous theme. So you'll see some pirates and some gargoyles, but you'll also see some Western and some flowers. Flowers bloom in the fall. But they also prominently feature things that identify the sponsors of this parade, where normally you have a social organization that operates a parade. This one is run by sponsorship, and that's a little different from how these things typically work. Schools also aren't involving themselves in the parades yet, so where normally we would see a lot of high school students in their bands and in their dance teams, and the occasional adult dance group, adult dance groups are the thing all throughout this. So you can see people of a lot of different ages with their coordinated costumes and some private dance schools for kids contributing here and there. But it definitely is a different feeling than your typical New Orleans parade. So while this is the first in quite a while, we'll have other firsts still to come. And of course, critical to the New Orleans parade tradition is throwing things. So beads are flying through the air and lots of little stuffed animals. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you like what you saw and you want to support what we do, you can tip your guide via the links down in the description. Thanks to Mandy and Denise, who have done so recently, and Anne, honored to welcome your family to town. Y'all, please do us the kindness of a like and a subscription, and any comments down below that you'd like to share. It all helps people find us. See you soon.